Whenever people start drawing comics or writing novels on their own, naturally, sooner or later, they'll start to have the ambition of getting published. No wonder, after all, we are inspired by works which get to us through publication. And if you ask me, it's one of the best feelings in the world, not just to be able to hold your own book in your hands, but to see others do the same. Hey guys, this is the Saigami Project and my name is Andrea Otilia Vörös, aka Sunny, creator of the manga series Saigami, published and serialized in Saturday AM. Originally I wanted today's video to be an actual drawing video, but starting this week I got really sick, so my drawing plans fell behind schedule a bit, especially since I still had some work to do on the second volume of Saigami. Now it's all done and it's out of my hands now, but inspired by that, I figured I will do a video that will focus on publishing. Nowadays, there are many methods to get out your work in front of people through the format of webcomics or various sites, but despite the ebooks and webcomics growing more in popularity, many still swear on the actual physical copies. Admittedly, I'm one of them too, so my dream was always to have my comics in print format. If you too cherish dreams like that, you basically have two options. A. Finding a publisher. B. Self-publish. I personally tried both, and both of them have ups and downs, and creators favoring them over the other. To make things simple, let's do a pros and cons list. I'm gonna be starting with self-publishing. The pros for self-publishing, as the name states, when you decide to self-publish something, you are a person in charge of everything, like a one-man team doing it all. The biggest pro lies in that too, since you are your own boss basically, you make the decisions. You have complete creative freedom over your property, over the format of the book, anything. If you value creative freedom and having your dream book being published the exact same way as you want it, self-publishing is the best for you. Nowadays it's very easy to find various printing and publishing companies who specialize in creating books for indie creators. But depending on the scale of your project, even local printers can be fitting for you. The cons with self-publishing, since it's your own business now, naturally you will have to invest into everything. Pay for the printing, the ISBN number if it's needed, pay for the design or editing, shipping, marketing, advertisement, and so on. It's not easy at all, especially since at the beginning you will strive to just break even, and without seeing any actual profit, that can raise the level of stress even more. You can always try to aim for crowdfunding to help you out financially, but usually crowdfunding requires a big enough audience in order to succeed. Conventions, for example, are really good places to reach out for a bigger audience and sell your books too. But of course, in order to do that, you will have to invest money in your booth and printing the books you will bring out to the event. So it's not an easy circle. There's also the option of print on demand too, when the printing house will only produce the book when someone makes an order. This way you won't be losing money, but usually making a sale online is less likely than selling a physical copy the reader can actually take into his or her hands and flip through it. Or at least my experiences are that people are more likely to make a purchase at a convention when they actually can see your product up close in person, when they can feel it instead of, just giving them a link that, hey, you can buy my book here. It might differ with persons, of course, but usually having the actual thing to show helps a lot. Another con for the self-publishing will be the quality. Especially when you're a beginner, it's very easy to run into quality errors, including the lack of grammar check, paper problems, printing issues, and I very often saw people look at self-published contents with low expectations. Of course, I'm not saying that every self-published books are poor in quality. Quite on the contrary, I've seen many self-published books that were not just equal to published works, but even better. But to achieve that, you're very likely to have to invest a lot of time, effort, and money. Getting published by a publisher is different on many levels. Usually, the first part is the hardest, namely getting your feet into that company, getting accepted as one of their creators with the potential of being published. Usually, this will come with a lot of trial and errors and rejections. So often people give up or they don't even try to go for it and instead go for their own way of self-publishing. But if you are persistent and don't give up, you can get to a publisher where one of the biggest pros is that you don't have to pay to get published. On the contrary, you'll be the one they will be paying for. And here I would like to shatter the sweet Bakuman misbeliefs. Unless you're in Japan and Jump, publishers won't pay you the way you expect them. It varies from publisher to publisher. Some will pay you a contract fee in advance, some will hire you only for one job, some will pay you a fee after sales, and a very few will pay you per page rate. Different publishers in different countries will have different contracts and payment models, and it's very likely that you will have to do a lot of work before you actually start seeing your money. Another pro would be that you won't have to do all of the work on your own. Unless you get into a traditional Western comic drawing model with penciler, inker, colorist, letterer, etc., you more likely will be working on your pages alone, but that will be your main focus. You won't be the one in charge of branding, designing the logo or the volume, doing the marketing and that, and you get people for the quality check, granting a pro quality end result. This will take off a lot of stress and workload off your shoulders. However, and let's call this a con, you won't have as much freedom. Being published by a publisher will very often result in your loss of the rights over your content. They will tell you what to do, what not to do, how to do it, and it's very often that the end result will be something completely different than your original plans for the project. This is also something that varies from publisher to publisher. For example, at Saturday AM, we still have a lot of creative freedom. We can keep the copyrights over our own content. So yeah, that's a really good thing for Saturday AM. But yeah, I met cases where the publisher was like, nope, you can do it like this and like that, and then we will talk. If you are published at a publisher, you probably will be working with an editor and with strict deadlines, and it can happen that you will have to do a story or art you won't feel like doing because it's not your own, not the way you want to do it, and so on. Working with an editor, for me, however, proved to be more of a pro than a con, even if sometimes it crossed my plans. An editor can look at your work objectively and is more likely to notice plot holes or mistakes than you are. Not to mention, nothing is as reassuring than asking the opinion of your editor when you are stuck in the story. It can be a huge help. Of course, there are editors who are easy to work with, and there are people who are harder to get along, and with the deadlines drawing closer and closer, the stress level will skyrocket, but that's just the way it is. It will all fade when you take the printed copy of your work in your hands, and it looks like a real manga, because it is. I still remember when my best friend took the first volume of Saigami into her hands for the first time, And what she said was, "Look, it has a barcode. It's a real book." And at first I was like, really? Really? Is the barcode you notice at first? But at the same time I was like, yes, it does have a barcode. It's a real thing, a barcode. They sell it in stores. And yeah, we were kinda hyping over the barcode, which was kinda ridiculous. But yeah, for us that was a sign that it's a real book. It's a real product that was created by a company. And yeah, getting published by a publisher will result in products that won't make people question if it's a legit comic book or not. Admittedly, I might be a bit biased on this comparison, as for me the publisher method is the one that's closer to me, as I love working with Saturday AM, and despite the stress and the workload, for me it's a much easier way than self-publishing was. On the other hand, I know artists who swear on the self-publishing because that's what worked out for them. I would say it's probably the best if you have the experience with both, so you truly can make up your mind, but in the end it all comes down to hard work, discipline and efforts towards the dream of getting published in print format. And I'm really happy to say that I'm one step closer to another one of those dreams coming true. As I said, I submitted all of the contents for Saigami Volume 2, so it will come out in the end of this month. It's super close and I'm really excited, even if I don't sound like that because I'm so exhausted. But yeah, it's a really big thing. So I'm gonna leave all the links below. You can read the first 2 chapters of Saigami at Saturday AM's homepage. The first volume with the first 7 chapters is already available, or you can subscribe to Saturday AM for just $5, or you can take this premium subscription and get Saturday PM, or newest magazine coming out from November. And I also do have my Store Envy store with fan artsy stuff, pins, original artworks and things like that. Yeah, so all of the links will be below, and yeah, I will be back in my next video, hopefully in a few days. This video took me a bit longer because of my sickness. Let's hope let's hope that I get better and I can keep up the 2 videos a week schedule as I did in the last few weeks. So yeah, I look forward to seeing you guys in my next video. Thank you for watching. Bye.